ago, I was the MC of the maiden edition of UHAS's TEDx. And I've made it through, and tonight I'm standing before you as one of the guest speakers for tonight. And I believe it's a big change, so I also deserve an applause for that. And tonight I'm here to share my story with us. I'm suffering a little cold, so in case I'm sniffing too much, kindly understand, okay? So I think we'll move ahead. Big changes through small acts. And I think the organizers have done so well, so they also deserve some applause, and we need to give it up to them. Growing up, it was my dream to become a... Son, you are my boy. Oh. All right, so growing up, it was my dream to become a what? Your guess is wrong. So growing up, it was my dream to become a teacher. Surprising, right? Now, when was the last time we had mental back in school? How many of you remember the last time we had mental? You don't remember, right? Let us do a quick one. Okay, let's do a quick one. So as you can see, the gentleman over there with his pose and his right hand in his pocket, I think he will be a very good maths teacher. So quickly, we are going to do some mental. Are you ready? You see, the response was no, because most of the times, nobody was ever ready for mental. Nobody liked mental. So anytime our teachers came to class and then they're like 2 plus 2, even if the answer is 4, that is 0, hey. And because you don't know what to say, so the next is pia pia pia. Because what you're hearing is pia pia pia, pia pia pia. So don't ask you 1 plus 1, say it's 3. And then pia pia pia. So you may know the answers, but you may get it wrong. Now, I said my dream was to become a teacher. And the dream wasn't because I wanted to be a nuisance to some students by taking them through mental. Next thing. My inspiration of becoming a doctor someday, a teacher, was from the man right beside me, Mr. Benjamin Attigah. And that was my father. Yeah, that was my father. I don't know if anyone is here who has been taught by him before, or in one way or the other has been influenced by him. Because he was very influential. From a little town that I come from, Dome. Maybe some people have Dome Kwabenya heard about it. That's where I come from. And that is where we stay. And anytime you walk in town, you are either to see someone telling you that, oh, and then Mr. Tigabani, this your father has really influenced me back in school. He has really taught me a lot. And I can boast for a fact that where I stand today, people will say that it was because Teacher Ben, as he was affectionately called, helped them through their academia. He was a very good father, and I loved him so much. And you know, as a teacher, the home was also a second classroom. You come back home, and after you are done with classes, you come back, and you have to go back to class again. The hall can be a class. If you don't take it, the kitchen can even be a class. You are doing maths. Charlie Wakaba, and that is always on you. Why? Because he wanted to see something in me someday. He wanted to see a big change in me someday. So my inspiration was from him. But one day, I decided to share my dreams with my dad. So I told him, Daddy, I want to be like you. I want to be a teacher someday. But Daddy told me something which has always been with me ever since. And he told me, Derrick, I don't want you to become a teacher, but I want you to become a doctor. But you will not end your teaching career, but you can also be a lecturer whilst being a doctor. The idea sounded so good to me. I was very young by then. So I was like, I can be a doctor and also teach. Then I'll become a doctor. So I told them I'll become a doctor. So over there, my dreams changed. My dreams changed. And the big change I wanted to see myself someday was now shifted to becoming a doctor someday. That is my dad, and you can see my beautiful mom as well. Oh yeah, you can clap for them. They are so beautiful. And they are such a blessing to me. And once again, I love them so much. I would say I didn't come from the best of homes. Days where we couldn't afford our 3 square meals, at least we ate before we slept. I'm not sure we went a day without eating stones or just drinking water. We ate, at least. Even if you are not able to eat from morning to afternoon to evening, you are able to eat something before the day ends. Now, fast forward. These people gave their all in helping me to achieve that big dream someday. And as the aspiration, or what I wanted to become as a doctor someday, became my dream, it became their dream as well. Because they wanted to see their first son become a doctor. So they gave their all. Fast forward. Do you have some other ideas in the house? Or do you have some other ideas in the house? You are serving a living God. Some people will say, we prayer no more the second, until I form a presec. I went through junior high school and then made it to the Presbyterian Boys Secondary School, and I'm very proud of my school. As you can see, back in school I happened to be the assistant house captain. So, yeah, we did something. So, I made it through junior high school and then to secondary school as well. I realized that they gave their all and always were ready to push me. Now the time came for me to write my WASI. Afterwards, it happened that US called me that I needed to come for an interview and then write an entrance exams. Amongst many people, I happened to be chosen to be one of the 55 medical students in our year amongst a lot. Let me put it that way. Martin was one of my group studies partners. All right. So now, as you can see, why are you laughing? The facial expression doesn't tell of one smiling or one angry. So that was the mixed feeling. You are coming to UHAS, University of Heat and Academic, and becoming a doctor. So there was that joy of becoming a doctor someday, and also going through medical school. So you could see over here, I wasn't so happy, but over in there, you are finally here, so you will have to go. But before I made it to medical school, I remember when we had to get all my fees to be able to pay first time and then come to school, things became very difficult. I remember we were given a deadline. In Ghana, when you go to some shop, they will tell you for credits, come tomorrow. But you also told us that if you don't pay, don't come tomorrow. You forfeited your placement. So that day, we had to move from different people. I remember we had to go to MC, we had to enter somebody's office. I was doing that with my dad. Mommy was also roaming around trying to gather some money. And thank be to God, we were able to get the fees. When I go home, Mommy called and was like, she has gotten 2,500. And Daddy was like, we've also gathered about 7,000. So putting all together, it's enough. I think we have to quickly get together and then go to the bank. So we met home, and at the sight of Mom, and then when Mom saw us, all that she did was to cry. She cried because she knew the dream was going to be possible. But she asked herself, if she had money, she wouldn't have looked like a beggar in front of people. But she still did her best. And she was so happy her son was going to become a doctor. My beautiful mom again. I went through medical school, I entered medical school. But one day, everything changed. Everything changed to the point that that big change I wanted to see myself was in crumbles. And I was scared whether it was going to be possible for me to see that big change in me. I had a call from home by my little sister, who just entered senior secondary school about 3 weeks ago, and I love her so much as well. You wish you were my sister, right? Yeah, I love her so much. She called me, and the call was, "Brother Derrick, where are you?" I said, "I'm in school. Mommy has been crying for some few days now, and we don't know what is wrong with her." Mommy was pregnant then. And when Rosa called me and told me that I wanted to speak to Mommy, can you give the phone to Mommy? Let me speak to her. But I heard someone sobbing in the background, so she wasn't ready to speak through the phone. So she didn't want to speak to me. Over there, I knew something was really wrong. I knew something was wrong. Then quickly, I had to go home. I met my mom, and I saw my beautiful mother, and I went back. What has really changed in this short time away to school? Fast forward, Mommy wasn't well aside the fact that she was pregnant. She thought she had twins, but one was my little brother, and the other was a mass, which we'll call a tumor. Yeah. It became very difficult, very challenging, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know that achieving my dreams someday as a doctor, the first person I was going to diagnose with such a condition that was far-flung from me was going to be in diagnosing it in my mother. We went to hospital, did scans, did all the tumor markers, alpha-fetoprotein were high and all that. So quickly, we had to bring down my little brother as soon as possible. So he came out prematurely. And now we had to focus on the mass that was over there. Went to one of the hospitals in Ghana, and we were told that Mommy had stage 3 ovarian cancer. Yeah, Mommy had stage 3 ovarian cancer. Day in and day out, I had to leave school countless of time to go home, to help in going for her reviews, going to see this doctor, from here, jumping from one hospital, doing the labs, and all that. But because this was Mom, we wanted to give our all. So indeed, we gave our all to Mommy. Today, I'm very proud of the effort that I placed in her life. On the 15th of April, 2019, I came back, I came back to school, and then I was called, and the call was that Mommy had passed. Mommy had passed. Let's not forget that I was still a medical student, going through the demands of internal assessments in UHAS, laboring through the labor wards, crying through pediatrics, breaking my bones in orthopedics, and all the challenges, but still the sleepless nights. Morton was saying it all, but we still tried our best and then made it and did well to attain.